Hello everybody, this is Will from RogueDatabase.net. You might notice that this is different from my regular XP virtual machine, and that is because this is Vista 64-bit. In honor of Sandboxie being released for 64-bit Windows yesterday, February 3rd, I will be making my review of Sandboxie on a 64-bit version of Windows. So, Sandboxie is what I consider one of the most important parts to, especially a 32-bit security setup, because 32 bits are a little bit weaker security-wise, but it's also a great addition to a 64-bit security setup, because I consider it one of the easiest ways to prevent malware, and one of the most effective. So, let's start installing it here. What Sandboxie does is it creates a virtual environment called a sandbox, so that anything you download via an application run within the sandbox will be automatically trapped within the sandbox, and unless you remove it from the sandbox, there's no way that it can do any damage to your system, because all the changes that it makes, all the files that it plants, are virtual. And basically, technically when you install it, it's a good idea to click Getting Started with Sandboxie, because it's a tutorial and it's good to get that idea. So, this is the Sandboxie control. As you can see, it's pretty simple. You really don't need to configure anything. The only really important option is under Sandbox Settings and then Restrictions and Drop Rights. This is checked off by default, and this is one of the most important that I can think of, because if a program requests administrative rights, it will be denied them when it's running within the sandbox. So that can immediately crush some of the nastiest malware, and that will make it so it can't make any changes even within the sandbox that are going to make the system crash or anything. Even though they're contained within the sandbox, well, just because they're contained within the sandbox means that either way, though, they can't get out, because that's where they are, as long as you're running within the sandbox. So, to run within the sandbox, it's going to create a sandboxed web browser shortcut. This will create a shortcut that will open your default browser within the sandbox. So, that way, anything that you download using this shortcut will be stuck in the sandbox. So, that's the first thing to know. You can also configure certain applications to start automatically in the sandbox no matter what icon you click, which is the other thing. We're going to open up my sandbox web browser, and you'll notice these two little symbols on the outside of this bar here, and those are telling you that this is running within the sandbox. So any new window that opens within the sandbox, you'll see these on either side of the title. So, now that we've got this running here, so now it's created a folder called Default Box which is the standard Sandbox default box, and anything you download will be automatically placed in here, and that it will be set up as if it is your normal file system, but it's contained within the sandbox folder. So let's go ahead here and run some malware within the sandbox, of course. And we run this one. So This one automatically requested administrative rights, and it was denied due to dropped rights, which is good. So in essence, this file was basically crushed because it couldn't get administrative rights, it couldn't run, and it couldn't deliver its payload. Because if that was on the system, it probably would have dropped a few rootkits, started service, downloaded more files. But it's in the sandbox. Because anything that was downloaded within the sandbox is safe. So we have some files loading in here, and they were obviously downloaded, and you can see them. They're pouring in. And again, these are all contained in that sandbox folder in my C directory. Alright, so this next one is interesting. It downloaded another file, and it gives me an option for recovery. Now, this means that it downloaded and saved a file within the sandbox instead of running it, which means that Sandboxie will ask you whether you want to recover this. If I clicked recover, it would move this file out of the sandbox and onto my desktop for real, and it wouldn't be virtualized anymore. But because I didn't download this file and I don't really know what it is, I'm going to say close because I don't want to recover it. Now at this point, I would say that I have enough malware running within my sandbox, and what I'm going to do is under default box, we are going to delete contents and hit delete sandbox. And automatically, there's nothing running in the sandbox. And if we open our task manager here and look at the processes, there's nothing odd running. We'll open up the sandbox browser. Let's see about this rogue. Yeah, again, it's denied. So anything that tries to install something for real is denied. So hang on, I'm going to pull up CCleaner for a sec. So, right now I'm going to download CCleaner. And, of course, this is automatically going to start in the sandbox. So what I have to do is, if you know you're downloading something legit, click Save, select your save location, click Save, and it's going to download. And once it's finished downloading, you are going to get a Sandboxie message. Would you like to recover? Of course I'd like to recover this, because it's my CCleaner. So we're going to hit recover, and now it's going to be located in the downloads section of the computer. So if we visit downloads, you'll notice CCleaner here. So that's the great thing. And if you download and save something or recover it by mistake and you're not sure whether it's safe, just right click and hit Run Sandboxed. It's pretty easy. And there's not much you need to know, and any exploits, anything, as long as you're running the Sandbox browser, is perfectly safe. The best thing you can do is just delete the normal internet shortcut, and this is your shortcut. And that's basically the way to do it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Give Sandboxie a try. It's at sandboxie.com, and it's a great way to protect your computer. Hi guys, something just quick I wanted to point out. I just forgot to tell you this. Sandboxie is completely free, but after 30 days you'll get a pop-up and you'll have to wait 5 seconds before opening your browser for the first time. So it's free, but if you want to support the company, just buy it after 30 days. But it is still free nonetheless, for as long as you want to use it. Just want to let you know. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.